we just watched WWE Extreme Rules. Man, that was extreme, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, there was the no disqualifications match, as in you if you get disqualified, you lose. There was the hardcore match and a pole match. There was the re-enter, then leave, then re-enter again steel cage match. And then there was a really badass match at the end with a really awesome outcome.
Yeah. So I missed a good amount of the beginning of the pay-per-view. So Ken's gonna just have to be the one who talks about that. But I did watch the end of it, and I enjoyed it. We'll get to that eventually. Yeah. However, also I may get very off topic just talking about wrestling in general during this video. So apologies in advance.
Yeah, I guess I'll just start listing matches and you come in whenever you've seen it or if you have a question while I say the match. But first match to open the show was The Miz versus Dean Ambrose in an Intercontinental title match.
Where I watched that boring fucking match.
Not only was it boring, it was bad storytelling. It was like, I think Dean Ambrose doesn't give a fuck anymore.
They book him like shit.
They book him like shit,
which
and I think he's just kind of
discussed off camera before.
Yeah, I said he's the next CM Punk. Like, he's just kind of like, if I can find a way to give this company the middle finger on my way out, I'm going to. I think Dean Ambrose is getting there. I could be wrong, but, I mean, not everybody can be Bray Wyatt and just get slapped in the back of the head and just live with it forever.
Yeah, it's just funny, though, that they're like, here, you can be the champion.
Yep.
We're gonna book you like you're not a champion and like you're a fucking mid-carder. Like, I get that the Intercontinental is like a mid-card championship.
Yeah.
It's still shot, just he's booked in storylines where it's like, why no one should care about this, and then no one does, and then the matches end up boring because he's a good wrestler, but his storylines are boring as fuck.
The problem is that the Intercontinental title and the U.S. title suffer the same thing, where it's like, just because you win it doesn't mean you're guaranteed a world title match. Like, most of the past world champions have not even won the Intercontinental title or U.S. title prior. Aside from Kevin Owens, but that was a brief stint.
Oh, yeah, you mean recently.
Recently, like AJ Styles.
Yeah, I was going to say, because like Stone Cold is like a 3-time Intercontinental champion. Like The Rock, I think, is like a 2-time Intercontinental champion.
Roman Reigns.
Before.
I mean, he had the tag team titles, but he didn't have a singles title. He didn't like get the Intercontinental title like your Shawn Michaels did or your Bret Hart. All these guys who, before won that belt, and then it's like, I'm going up there. Ultimate Warrior, even.
Yeah, and this is where I was talking about that I might get a
Stone Cold Steve Austin,
off subject here.
Yeah, I'll keep on listening.
Because, we're talking about just wrestling in general instead of...
Either way, I'll finish the match. You can say the rest of it. It's just a lame-ass finish. It's basically Dean Ambrose almost slams Miz's head into the thing, and The Miz does a genius thing where he throws him into the referee, Dean Ambrose, and... It would have been cool if the referee just, I guess, kind of went right away, like, did you just fucking do that? You did? You fucking dick, dude. You lose. Fuck you.
Okay, so yeah, definitely,
I don't know.
I enjoy the finish of the match. I prefer, I hate The Miz, but I prefer him being the Intercontinental Champion because they at least book him like the heel that he is.
Yeah, and he can be a good champion.
It's okay. But, yeah, the end of the match was really screwy. Okay, spoilers, fucking obviously, because we're going to give away the end of matches and shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, The Miz threw Dean Ambrose into the referee while Maurice was, blah, blah, blahing outside of the ring. And it, the referee started, pouting and got out of the ring.
Yeah.
It was really bizarre. Instead of just disqualifying Dean Ambrose and then having The Miz win by default because, if you get disqualified, you lose, which is what would have made the most sense to do. Instead, the referee got out of the ring and just, pouted a lot. Mm. And then Miz won, like, weirdly,
Well,
and it was just, it was a whole fucking
Miz
mess.
got the skull-crushing finale, and the referee was about to call the disqualification, but then he's like, oh, he's gonna get the pin anyway? Fine! Fuck you, Dean! 1, 2, 3! It wasn't like that, but it was still...
Yeah, it was just, it was a weird hot mess, is what it was.
They had one finish, and then they were like, oh, double psych, new finish. Same outcome, though, so who cares?
So at that point, that's when I walked away.
Yeah, and from there, oh man, I'm going to be spacing on just what happened in the following order. I want to say next was Noam Dar and Jamie Foxx versus Rich Swann and Sasha Banks. And
You mean which Rich Springsteen, Rich Swanstein?
Rich Swanstein.
Yeah, the Jewish wrestler.
And Sasha Bankfield. And Bankberg. And Sasha and Rich Swann won in basically a 7-minute Who Cares match. Next up was I want to say the hardcore match on a pole match between Alexa Bliss and
Alexa and Bailey. I wasn't
Bayley.
there for that either.
Oh, that was a hell of a disappointing match. I mean, it sold the shit out of Alexa Bliss because, like, they finally get the kendo stick, and it's, like, right away. Like, my first prediction when I saw the match, and kudos to WWE, they surprised me. I don't know if Bayley legitimately got hurt. That's the thing, though. Because, literally, they get the kendo stick, like, 3 minutes into the match. I was, like, thinking they're just gonna, like, do the stupid shit where it's like, oh, we'll get it. Oh, no, we didn't get it. Oh, we're gonna get it. Oh, we didn't get it. You know, just keep on doing that shit, you know? But they surprised me. It was like,
continue. Just I tried to fix the tilt of the camera, and now it's tilted the other way.
yeah,
Let's see.
there
we go. No, it's fine. It can stay in. But now we have a better shot.
We do. But, like, 3 minutes into the match, they already get the kendo stick down. And Alexa Bliss just gets it and pretty much pummels the fuck out of Bayley. Bayley hits a Bayley plex. And, you know, you're thinking the match is going to keep going on. But then
You mean a Bailey to Bailey?
A Bayley to Bayley.
Instead of belly to belly, that's...
Yeah. Well, I just call it a Bayley plex because it's less stupid.
Sure, yeah, it's a stupid name.
It is. But Bayley plex sounds less dumb. So, you think it's going to be a long match, but Alexa Bliss just gets the kendo stick, starts hitting her with it a shit ton, and then just hits a DDT, and it's over. And you're like, whoa, okay.
So that was it?
That was it.
Oh, glad I missed that then.
They buried Bayley, but maybe they're just kind of doing like, man, it might be a good thing for her. To actually get her that fan support she really needs is like to have her actually be the beaten underdog. Now they're giving
Yeah, because that's what she was in NXT. She was definitely like the super underdog. Like the 4 Horsewomen were the fucking stable that ran
She had her moment
and
with the whole Charlotte Sasha thing, but now that's ultimately broken up, which is great. Because that means now, you know, Bayley has to start over again. So does Sasha. All these women wrestlers.
Okay, I can deal with that. Because the women's division in general, I've had an issue with since the Divas Revolution. I guess that was like, what, 2013, 2014?
Yeah, it was when
while
Brad
ago.
Maddox was making home videos.
Don't look that up.
That might be accurate year-wise. I don't know. That's possible. Oh, God.
But yeah, like the women's
It's a
division,
new day. They weren't on
like
paper.
Vince McMahon is head writer still for the creative team. Like not head writer necessarily, but he's the dude who like controls everything.
Yeah.
And women wrestlers just they never get a really good storyline. I can't even tell who's supposed to be face and who's supposed to be heel most of the time. Because basically, in NXT, the women all have characters, and they're awesome, and then they get brought up to the main roster, and it's just like this bitchy person.
Yeah.
Because every female character is all they're allowed to play is like a bitchy female.
Yeah. Which makes it sad for Bailey because it's like she's a little bit different, but it's like they rushed it too quick and they didn't really allow it to have that underdog story that it needed to.
Yeah.
And yeah, they killed Bailey.
Yeah, I was glad when they brought her up to the main roster, but yeah, they've definitely booked her terribly since then.
Yes. All right, we can move on. The next match was shit. I don't want to say it was the tag team title match, but I think it was.
I think it was. I still wasn't there for that either.
Oh no! It was. No, it was the cruiserweight match. Adrian Neville versus. No wait, because you saw that match, right?
Yeah, so
You
I
didn't
didn't
see
see
the
the
tag
tag
match.
team match.
Okay, so the
I
tag
saw
match
the
must have been
cruiserweight
next.
match.
The
So
tag-
yeah, the tag match was.
I'll get that out of the way. Sheamus and okay, here's something I'm going to point out right away that annoyed the fuck out of me in this match. You know how when they have the open door thing, which sucks.
Oh yeah, that was the cage match.
But they usually had.
Or no, the cage match was after that too.
Was it after the cruiserweight match?
No, the cage match was before the cruiserweight match.
Okay, but back to the cage match. Either way.
The tag match.
Right. Well, a tag steel cage match.
Oh, that was what it was.
Yeah, it was in a steel cage.
Okay.
But here's the first thing that annoyed me was that you know how in the matches they have the door that opens, but
Yeah.
the referee usually opens it and whatnot to get out.
Yeah.
No referee. They literally from the beginning of the match, it's like, oh, we can get out. That's easy. And it wasn't really that good of a match. I was expecting so much more out of Cesaro. Really disappointed.
Yeah, and the Hardys in a cage? Like,
Yeah.
that should have been a great match.
It was pretty weak, pretty slow. Nothing came out of it other than Jeff Hardy basically escapes the cage first, so you know how that means you're out of the match.
Yeah.
Well, he gets back into the ring because they're both beating the shit out of Matt Hardy. And you think the broken angle is going to finally start. Because Matt Hardy's holding his own at certain points, but Sheamus and Cesaro keep on getting the upper hand. It's two dudes. You know, and one delete. So... and, yeah, Jeff Hardy climbs to the top of the cage and he does a whisper in the wind to help his brother. And both Sheamus and Cesaro start to climb out of the cage, and Matt Hardy's trying to drag Jeff Hardy with them to get out of the cage. And Michael Cole and everyone else, so the announcers even acknowledge this, is apparently when you leave the match, or leave the ring, or the cage, once you re-enter it, you're back in it.
Since when?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Yeah, that was
Like,
literally...
WWE doesn't even know their own rules anymore.
Pretty much. They changed it. My brain was broken. You need to watch that match just to see, and maybe you can explain it.
Okay, now I actually kind of want to watch it just to fucking understand what
Since
kind of
there's
shit
a
fuckery
green
went
screen
down.
here, if you don't put anything, put that one finish right there.
Yeah, I was gonna put
In the tiniest
at
screen
least
right
a
here.
little bit of footage in the background and see if I get copyright stricken. Copyright striked.
Well, wait. Our Get Out trailer reaction. Did we ever get copyrighted on that?
No.
Okay, good.
No,
Here's
we
the
haven't
thing right
gotten
here.
copyright striked for anything. Stricken. I don't know what the proper phrase is, but
Hmm.
let's see if WWE fucking decides to do it.
They probably will, but they give up on certain things. As long as you don't use their music.
I'm not even gonna edit this conversation out.
That's fine. That's fine.
I think that behind the scenes stuff is really cool.
It is. And that's what this
So-
is right now. Just us using this time to tell you Extreme Rules sucked up until... Well, you saw the Cruiserweight
And then
match.
and then the
I'll
cruiserweight
let you-
match.
you do
that's
this,
when
'cause it's been a while
I
since you
came
said
back
it.
in. Was the cruiserweight match,
I'm gonna let
and
you go.
I love heel Neville.
Yeah.
I've said this already to you, but I'm gonna say it to. What the hell did I just say? I was like, you.
Oh, yeah. You're like, "Tell you!"
I
If you saw
love it.
Alien Covenant, sorry to cut you off.
Wait.
You sounded like the guy who replaced Idris Elba.
What the fuck am I wearing
Because
this
there's-
hat for?
They got the Spanish guy.
Why are
from
you
Sunset.
wearing that hat?
I don't know. I'm starting to bald. It's happening, man.
Do you want to switch hats?
Sure, I'll be Roger Stone for a day.
And now I'm Indiana Jones.
I feel like a dickbag.
Okay, so, Face Neville, I really liked, because he's just an awesome wrestler. But heel Neville is just this, like, very evil, and he's great at doing the heel role. and I like it a lot. So I'm really glad that he is the champion and he's getting like his shot because without 205 Live and the Cruiserweight division, Neville would have just gotten buried to fuck. I mean, that's just what would have happened.
Yes and no. I mean, that's the thing. Like, Neville is a really strong cruiserweight, too. Like, he's got good strength. Like, he had matches with Samoa Joe where he was doing that deadlift.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's like 6'2". Like, he's not a small guy, but
you know,
compared to the big sweaty men that Vince McMahon likes, like Braun Strowman and shit.
But still, he's, like, super quick. He's, doesn't hurt people. He's amazing in the ring. I mean, like, you look at someone like Seth Rollins, no offense to Seth Rollins, but you've hurt people, and you're amazing in the ring. No question about it, but you fucked up John Cena's face, which we all thank you for. We all thank you, Thor Ragnarok 3. That's the title.
But God damn it.
You look like Indiana Jones, by the way, and I look like the weird car or door-to-door salesman.
Yeah, I noticed that, like, your head's a little bit bigger than mine, so this hat on me is, like, super deep, and that hat on you just sits on top of your head because it doesn't fit right.
You look like the evil Death Grim Reaper cowboy guy, and I'm just like, I'm here to sell you something.
Oh, what, from Preacher?
Yeah.
Nice.
You finally watched that?
No.
Damn you!
I've read the comic, though, for, like,
the show, it's good.
It
is good sauce.
I've read the comic for a few issues. Yes, there we go. We're getting off fucking topic.
Yeah. Back to the Cruiserweight match.
Yeah. So Cruiserweight match. Neville, heel Neville. I love. I wish that like Apollo Crews would be heel. Team up with Titus O'Neil, bring Bobby Lashley back, have them be like a stable of just angry black men who are like big and muscular and are fucking really quick in the ring despite their size. That would be awesome.
Can they just get Biggie Langston instead of and just bring up New Day?
Bring him into the fold as well, yeah. Like, I need stables in wrestling. There hasn't been a good stable in so long.
You might want to censor this. There's another wrestler they can bring in. Apollo Creed's cock. 2-page.
So, Apollo Creed or Apollo Crews? Were you intentionally referencing the new Rocky movie, or did you just fuck up?
I think I fucked up. What was his name in TNA? It was like Apollo something. That was a really colored joke. Now, wow.
Colored? We should just stop talking now. Anyway, Neville won. It was a good match.
Yeah, it was a great match. And Aries lost, which makes me sad because I like Aries and I'm scared for a lot of these TNA guys. But then again, we'll finish right there and talk about the main event.
Real quick before we do that. Aries had a fucking brutal neck breaker where he used the middle rope and he fell outside the ring to do the neck breaker against Neville. That was a brutal spot. I like that a lot. But I mean, the whole Cruiserweight division, yeah, it's I'm really enjoying it, but at the same time, like, it's just, like, gimmicky.
Yes.
So, like, it's hard to really get into.
The easy solution is to start off the damn show with a Cruiserweight match. They did it with Nitro. Why would they think that during the most popular time in wrestling wouldn't still maybe apply to even this generation when they are still nostalgia whores just as much as fucking anyone?
Yeah, it's just...
Alien Covenant.
Whenever you start off... Like, I like that they're putting it in the mid-card now instead of starting it off or putting it on the pre-show because they're, like, giving more weight to it. But still, the Cruiserweight division in WWE currently is still kind of a joke.
It's funny, though, because they treat them like royalty on pay-per-views. Which is the weirdest thing, because they'll put them, like, pretty late in the card, and they still get...
Yeah, but still, really just storytelling-wise, it's not...
I'm just saying, you compare it to what they did on the pay-per-views for WCW, and it's like they'd usually have that Cruiserweight match, like, second match in. That was literally the second to last match on the card. Oh.
Sorry, that hat's too big on me.
Gangsta. Now I'm thugging. Gangsta. Roman is butt loving.
Alright, so, do we have anything else before we get to the main events?
No.
Okay. So the main event was a pretty fantastic match.
Yes.
There was a couple botches
Yeah.
that were not acceptable, but they I could overlook them.
Yeah, because of the overall match itself, the storytelling involved.
The storytelling in the match itself, yeah, it was brilliant. I liked it a lot. The Bray Wyatt and Samoa Joe alliance that happened for a while was fucking fantastic.
Yes.
And even when Bray threw Samoa Joe in Seth Rollins' way, Joe was like, okay, well, you did what you had to do. We're gonna, fuck these other people over still. And, it ended with Samoa Joe winning? What the fuck? How did that happen? I'm glad that it happened, but holy shit, WWE actually
There's a problem.
listened to people.
Yeah. We all want to see this match, but we also all
Yeah, Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire.
Great Balls of Fire!
What the fuck?
Can you, with the green screen, put a picture of Jerry Lee Lewis's corpse? I don't even know if he sings that song, but just put him back there.
Is he actually dead?
I don't know. Ask National Enquirer. They would
Okay.
know. Oh no, what does that mean?
Well. Alright, so the camera battery died.
Uh-huh.
But we were talking about the main event.
And it was a really good match, a lot of good spots, but ultimately we got something we never thought we would get, and that's an actual challenger to Brock Lesnar, unless they decide to bury him, which wouldn't really make much sense because Samoa Joe's a heel. Brock Lesnar is sort of the in-between.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar's in the John Cena range of just is he a face or a heel?
No, that's true, because
People like him and people hate him, so we're just gonna...
everyone who cheers Brock Lesnar is the same people who boo John Cena.
Yeah, and probably vice versa.
Exactly. So that's what makes this whole...
But
Samoa Joe match.
don't put that down there. I was just about to light.
No, you take it
Yeah. That match, storytelling wise, in-ring storytelling is important. Probably even more so than
the match.
than the out-of-ring storytelling and the promos that they cut and everything.
Yes.
And that match had great in-ring storytelling. The Samoa Joe and Bray Wyatt, team-up thing going on.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins was gone for a little bit longer than I would have liked.
For a lot of the match, and Roman Reigns got to do the breathe around the ring while it's a safe
Yeah, and
spot.
the Roman Reigns is super powerful thing that happened. Yeah,
He just gets to do 3 moves, except that one move where you're like, oh, okay, that was cool. That power bomb, that schoolboy pickup power bomb.
But yeah, that was a good spot too.
It is, and he's got good power bombs, but that's it, man. He's got a lazy Samoan drop, which everyone had to sell the shit for, which annoyed me.
Oh my god, can we talk about Finn Balor? What was he selling there? I don't remember exactly what happened to him, but he was outside the ring he was completely overselling something.
You were thinking of?
No, Finn Balor was outside the ring and he completely oversold something.
You'd have to remember that the only one I can think of is Adrian Neville when he was doing the whole dizzy walk thing.
Finn Balor did it too, but...
Finn Balor might have did it too, but I honestly...
I think that he was fucking with Seth Rollins, actually, because, Seth Rollins did injure him, so it would make sense to fuck with him a little bit.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, all in all, that was one of my favorite pay-per-view matches in recent history.
Yeah, it was good. I would say you could put it up there with even the... Because my favorite WrestleMania match is a weird one. I go with the Seth Rollins Triple H match. It's a good match, and I got the most out of it, so I was happy.
I don't really remember much of that, so I guess that says something in itself, but...
Oh, yeah, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of great matches. You had the whole Bray Wyatt worms in the ring thing and all that shit.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ, that shit. Yeah, exactly, and that's what WWE's been doing with pay-per-views recently, is, fucking what?
Yeah.
My favorite match in the past, 5 years or so was John Cena versus Kevin Owens 3. they both brought out all the stops, and like they were doing moves that Michael Cole was like, that was
a thing.
Yeah, he did a thing to him.
That
like,
was a move.
It was like these moves that like even the announce table had no idea what the fuck to call them.
Booker T just kept on saying "Shimmy whammy duckadoo," and it's just like, Booker, you said that like 15 times. A shimmy shabby, a shimmy doo.
But yeah,
that was kind of different.
This match actually, it got kind of pretty close to that in quality, and as far as like all the spots and everything went, like the botch definitely, not necessarily a botch, but Seth Rollins' suicide dive that looked awful whenever he hit like the other three that were out there.
It did. It looked bad.
And then I think he did a second one that was just to Samoa Joe that looked pretty awful.
Yeah, Seth might be hurt. No surprise.
Yeah, all in all, it was good, and the fucking announced, the slam on the announce table was fucking, pretty brutal, and then Seth Rollins doing the frog splash, onto the announce table. It looked like he actually might have legitimately hurt his knee again.
Yeah.
But it was still, like, it was a great spot.
Yeah.
And I just, for the most part, I really liked the match.
Well, and it was also great because it built up on, like, oh, Roman's going to win. He just destroyed Seth, and he's destroying Finn Balor. And then Finn Balor had an ultimate good comeback, and everyone's like, holy shit, this is it. And out of nowhere, Joe just comes in, Kojita clutch, choke out, and no one kicks him off or even throws him out of the ring and gets the cheap pin on Finn Balor. Joe just wins.
Yeah. I was impressed with their storytelling. Yeah. I enjoyed it.
And the fact that...
the fact that the Roman Reigns, like, beating up everybody thing happened, I was like, okay, well, here we fucking go, and now Roman's gonna win. And then they didn't do that.
No.
And that was pretty excellent.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a sad thing. We're gonna make more probably on monetization than a company like What Culture. Or, well, actually, WCPW. I'll bring that up real quick. Sorry, guys. I feel for you. I like your material, but that YouTube... Get off wrestling. Stop hurting it.
Well, I mean, they do have the What Culture Extra.
They do, but it...
So...
They can't...
They're actually doing pretty good. I think they're over, like, 200,000 subscribers at this point.
They are, but they don't get monetized for any of their videos really anymore.
Well, on the What Culture Extra, they do. But yeah, the YouTube content, it's sad. YouTube's just being a fucking cunt lately, period.
Knock it off. And they're even doing some WWE videos too, so it's going all the way around.
But yeah, anyway, was that a good pay-per-view?
No. But did it have an awesome possible match of the year candidate? Yeah. And did it lead to possibly a match of the year candidate in Samoa Joe and Brock Lesnar? Yeah. Does it have the chance of just burying Samoa Joe, which would just be ultimately pointless because why have a heel versus Brock Lesnar? Yeah, they could do something.
So yeah, I guess if you have the WWE Network, watch the Neville and what's his fuck? Drawing a blank here.
Samoa Joe?
No, Neville and what's his fuck?
Austin Aries?
Austin Aries, yeah. Watch the Neville and Austin Aries match. It was good, but definitely watch the last match because it was fantastic. There's botches, but it was still awesome.
You could skip the first hour and a half of the whole pay-per-view.
Yeah. Other than that, like I walked away.
You were lucky. You didn't need to see anything. But things happened that you ultimately wanted, like Miz won, Alexa retained and looked strong. Cesaro and Sheamus won, which means maybe Broken Hardy can finally exist. And Samoa Joe out of nowhere, and ultimately maybe one of the match of the year candidates. Did all the matches work well, even with their finishes that you ultimately wanted? Fuck no. But you got what you wanted.
So what if at... Great Balls of Fire, Samoa Joe wins over Brock Lesnar.
That would be awesome.
Then at SummerSlam, they have a rematch. And it's like fucking match of the year, intense fucking shit. That's what I want to see.
Me too. I really hope they go that way. I hope they don't bury Samoa Joe.
And if you don't like wrestling, I don't know why you're still watching this, but
Yeah.
thanks for watching. Be
Yep.
sure to dislike, unsubscribe, fucking just actually hack our channels and upload like Nazi footage where we're saying that we love Nazis.
No, we don't. They're terrible people who got everything that was coming to them, including Hitler moving to Brazil.
Oh yeah, right. We don't like Nazis. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Bye.
We did it
We made a video.
on a green screen.
Yeah. Let's see if I can actually, there's creases in it. Let's see if I can get those out in post-production.
Just make it where we're all behind, men with spandex and giant erections.
And just show Batista's fucking bulge the entire time.
Yes.
Since the entire wrestling world is obsessed with the size of his dick for some
I mean,
reason.
it is kind of like a crotch right here, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, boom. It's like we're just resting right between his two nuts. You can press
Yeah, that's it. I think I'm hitting stop now.
Yeah, press the stop at any time. Seriously.